Hey guys, it's Crystal. Welcome back. So today we're going to focus on a simple mashed potato. No fancy equipment needed. These are actually going to be a fork mashed, okay? So ingredients, I have 2.5 pounds of Yukon Gold potatoes, and I also have butter, olive oil, and half and half. If you're not familiar with half and half, it is just half milk, half cream together. All right, so simple process. Now, make sure you have a cutting board, a knife, and a veggie peeler, all right, as well as a large pot with salted boiling water, all right? So go ahead and get your pot of water filled and set on the stove to a high temperature, okay? And if you leave it covered, it will boil faster. Alright, so all you have to do to prep potatoes is really just a nice rub and rinse. Alright, so once you have your potatoes rinsed, just go ahead and grab your peeler, and then you're just going to start removing the skin. Alright? That's all we're looking for. Now, if you've ever peeled a potato and leave it sitting for a minute or two while you worked with the others, you may see some discoloration. So the best way to solve that is just to put it in some cold water. Okay, so once the potatoes are peeled, we're gonna cube them, all right? So potatoes, they're like this egg shape, right? They're not very boxy, but we do wanna go for even cuts, even cooking. So you can cut lengthwise, both ways, okay? And then just kind of try to gauge like a 1x1 cube size, all right? Taking into consideration the thickness versus the thinness at the other end and maybe shortening it, okay? So, even cuts, even cooking, right? Okay, so if you have that boiling salted water and your cubed potatoes, just carefully add it to the boiling water. Carefully so we don't get that splash. All right, so we're going for about 12 to 15 minutes on these. Okay, after about that 12-15 minute window, I want you to go ahead and turn off the heat, grab your hot pads, all right? And we're gonna take this to a strainer we have set up in this sink. Okay, great. So after you have strained the water off the potatoes, let's go ahead and measure out 1/4 cup of olive oil, 1/2 cup of half and half, which we also need to heat. So you can just heat it quickly in the microwave, about 30 seconds, or in a small pot on the stove, all right? And then 2 tablespoons of butter. Once you've done that, let's go ahead and bring the potatoes into a new bowl. We're going to go ahead and we are going to add our 2 tablespoons of butter. All right, the heat of the potatoes will melt that with no problem. I've also had that sitting out and softening. All right, and then we're going to drizzle the olive oil. And last but not least, our heated through half and half. All right, fork on hand. If you have a larger like salad fork, that works too, but I have a dinner fork here I'm going to use. So, just as I promised you in the beginning, these are a fork mashed. So just use your muscle and keep mashing until you've reached the consistency you're looking for. So definitely a rustic potato. Simple with minimal equipment. Oh my goodness. These Yukon Gold are beautiful, by the way. All right, if your hand's getting a little wore out from the fork and you have a whisk handy, mash some babies with this whisk. That's what I'm doing. They really are coming out lovely. The size that we did on the potatoes and then that 15-minute boiling time was perfect. Not seeing a lot of chunks. Some people are into that. some people are not. All right, and so what I've done is I've plated up some beautiful green beans just to show you how lovely a plate can look. Boom. Thank you guys for joining me today. I really appreciate the time that you spent with me, and I hope that you found something useful here. All right, if you have any questions, as always, please do not hesitate to comment or send me a message, okay? Take care.